Baller TV. Another episode.
I'm Dale Ball.
And I'm Dave Perez.
And today on Big Baller TV, we want to tell you about a discovery. There's been a new Babe Ruth discovery, and we're going to go ahead and read you what we found out about it. Go ahead and read that story to him if you wouldn't mind, Dave.
All right. Based on this, the impossibly rare 1922 W575-1 Henry Johnson Confectioner's Babe Ruth Hall of Fame PSA. Graded 4. The story or description of it is, though the research conducted by Jefferson Burdick, and if you don't know who Jefferson Burdick is, he's a well-known collector. For a long time, he has everything. You name it, every card that he's ever owned, he's always stamped with his name on it, or with a B or anything like that. Most of it's in the museum in New York. But anyway, the description of the W575-1 Henry A. Johnson wholesale confectioner issue, as listed in the standard catalog, are both admirable, and the reality is that very little is known about the issue of the Alameda, California company that gave the set its name. What we do know, after years of studying this issue, is that the cards are most definitely not the same as the W575-1, with which they share a catalog designation. The fact that the hobby has always taken this designation for granted is a testament to the rarity of the cards themselves. It was only after a decade or so that we felt confident that the issue follows the checklist and the production of the E121 series of 80 issue. In actuality,
That would be this series, the Carmel series.
In actuality, the Henry Johnson Confectioner's cards are machine-cut, blank-back E121 with the Henry A. Johnson label, hand-stamped in distinctive purple ink on the reverse. Adding to the confusion is the fact that very little is known about the Henry A. Johnson Company, and that the hand stamp was counterfeited at some point in the 70s, resulting in a large number of easily detectable but still confusing fakes. Authentic cards from the issue are rare enough that it is unknown if a complete set can even be managed. The Henry A. Johnson Confectioner's cards are unquestionably among the most rare cards of their era, and certainly among the most rare of the E121 family of cards. Presented here is the unquestionable key to the issue of Babe Ruth. The card is one of just 4 known examples of the highest grade by PSA. The others are graded PR1 and Good 2, respectively. The 4th example is an EX60 card graded by SGC, but not easily found on their population report. This is an exceptionally clean specimen graded very good, excellent by PSA. While we cannot account for the mark that gives the card its qualifier, we would be remiss not to note the slight yet visible water staining on the front and back of the card. Still, the presentation is extremely strong, and particularly given that higher grade, examples are simply not available. In terms of pure rarity, we are unaware of any Babe Ruth card that rivals this. Even the Babe heralded Baltimore News card boasts 11 known examples. This particular specimen was purchased in 2008. Just one example has sold publicly since. A truly rare specimen, the key card from an extraordinary rare issue about which little is known.
Now, Level of the Game auction is the auction that actually had this card. And they received the card in 2017. I talked to Al out there, and he told me they did a lot of work on that card to prove the background of the card from the stamp. And what Al told me about this card was it is one of the biggest Babe Ruth cards on the market, and also one of the rarest. It's rarer than the 151, the M151 rookie, which there are several of those. There's probably 80 to 100 of those in the founding number. I'm not sure of that number. I know that on the Baltimore News one, which is the one prior to that, is Babe Ruth in his pose, red card with a little bit of gray in the background and black print. That's actually considered to be his real rookie. That was his, his minor league debut. Now, what we know is that the rarest card in history is the Shotwell, right here. This card right here, as everybody knows, I own this. This is the rarest card. in history for Babe Ruth. And doing that really makes it even better. No, that's why it's in protectors in case things like that happen. It is very, very fortunate that I got blessed and now I own the second rarest card in history. This card will be leaving to go out for grading here in the next day or two. This one, I went through my work to do because there wasn't another one to compare it next to. This one can very easily be sent to one of the grading companies, as it already has been shown to Lee out at Heritage Auctions, also to Al, Love of the Game Auctions, and they have sent back. That's the real deal. From what we've done, what we've checked, and what we compared, it is on point. This card is going to be coming to auction very soon. The one it sold from Love of the Game in 2018 sold for about, what was it, 19,000 some change, and that was in a low part of the series of the game. It was just starting to rise. The expectations on this card right now, from what I've heard, are anywhere between $100,000 to $1 million. I would love to see it go that much and even more. And I thank you for the card. I'm not going to say where it came from, it's not important. But we're also going to be bringing you not only this card to auction, but a Ty Cobb. This beautiful Ty Cobb card is done by the Carmel Company.
So on the back, this set consists of pictures of 120 of the leading baseball stars of the American and National Leagues, made only by American Carmel Company, Lancaster and York, Canada. Ty Cobb, Detroit.
Now this card right here is a very, very clean card. It looks to be centered very nicely, tiny bit on the high point here, but it's still going to grade very well. If I was grading this card, I would leave it with a tiny bit to it, but not enough really to date it for it. Not my point. If it is,
For vintage, they're not gonna.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Bad, you know, if it was new, yeah.
The corners are very, very nice on this card. I would probably call this card anywhere between a 6 to a 7. In my mind. The Babe Ruth card, these are hand-cut cards from the study we found out on them. And this card seems to be very, very clean. I'm believing this card is going to do a 5 to a 6. What do you think? I hope I'm wrong. I hope it does higher. I hope I'm not.
Hand cut, yeah. Hand cut. So, yeah, that makes a difference compared to machine cutting. So, hand cutting, yeah. I mean,
It's a beautiful card,
Yeah.
hand cutting.
nice cut. A little off center, but not a big deal. Not bad.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Now, the other card that comes along with it is a Roger Hornsby 1921 D350.
Yeah, this is also made by American Carmel Company out of Lancaster. St. Louis Nationals. And that's pretty good.
That's clean card. I'm believing that one's going to be about
Base.
7.75.
Somewhere around there.
And right here, this is John McEnroe.
Raw.
McGraw, excuse me. I haven't got my glass on, so I can see it upside down.
This is also Carmel Company card.
This is a 1927 E210-2.
Not bad.
Which surprises me because I would have called that a 1921, seeing that without the tag to it. But, you know, we do our work for a reason. Now this one is going to be Grover. This is a 1921 E121.
Grover Alexander. Yeah, it's got a crease there. Well, it's got
This
multiple creases.
Yeah, this one's not in great shape
Yeah.
at all, but
This is the Whitmore Gandy Company out of San Francisco. And it says a picture of one of the American or National League stars packed in each 5-cent package of Whitmer's kisses. Save them. The holder of the complete set of these pictures, consisting of 80, is entitled to a glove or baseball when presented to your dealer or to your pictures will be returned to you.
it was presented to you.
So So yeah, so you would get if you completed the set, they would give you a baseball or a glove.
It's the same thing with the 1928 Babe Ruth candy cards, which I sent one to Steve Jr. and sold that to him up in Fresno, Coin Gallery. He has that card in there on display. He won't resell it back to me, but that one was hand signed on the back. It was one of 6 collection cards they sent in that you could get back a baseball, like this one right here. Not particularly this one, because this one we took apart to show you is a World Series 1923 hand signed Babe Ruth ball done with the blue and red. Go ahead and come up this one. This is Walter Johnson.
This is Walter Johnson,
1922 E121.
American Carmel Company, Lancaster, and New York.
That's a beautiful card.
Yeah, this one's nice. I mean,
Little bit-
you can see the
little bit
offset,
But
but yeah, I mean back then.
with corners though,
Even in the 80s and early 90s, the centering and cutting from the companies were horrible. So
yep.
you can expect that.
And as you can see right here, the writing is almost gotten through right there. But the corners on this card are really sharp. I still think this card is going to do very well, even the way it's cut. It is worth sending in the grading, all of them. Each one of these cards across the board right here, once the grading is done, should do anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000. Hopefully they'll go to that one because they're very clean. If the cards grade 5s, 6s, and 7s, they'll do that at home. And if we end up with 3s on these and 4s, you know, because it could happen, we're not the graders. We just do our work, the way we check the edges on them and everything. We do all the same 15 points and check everything before we're sending them in. Because we don't want to bother the prices that they've risen to. We don't want to bother sending something then that's not going to pull a grade or sell it. Even though this card has got serious damage to it, the gentleman wants it to go to auction. He wants it graded and he's paying the fees on it. We will not argue that with him. Now, ching ching, ching ching, and shall we have ching ching? Now I do have the Carmel card version of this one also, and either that one or the other Babe Ruth are for sale. But this one is going to market because this was one I purchased myself for the family, not just for the child and for the business. So we've been bringing a lot of new stuff to you in auction, in basketball wise, and baseball season is on. Spring training is over. It started. It's time to bring on our opening season auction.
Go Red Sox.
I'll agree with that, but I'm still going Dodgers, baby. Dodger blue. And for my son and my Trout, Angels.
My Trout.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You ready? This ball's going out for authenticating. This ball comes back like it should, clean. This is going to be the #1 prize for the auction. Okay? I mean, not for the auction. I mean for our raffle. We're going to be doing a raffle coming to you very soon. We're working on the statistics of it right now and how to gauge everybody in. Our limit for the auction, there is no limit for the amount of people that can register, but we are going to hold it to at least 2,000 people registered to bid, to buy a ticket and have bought their tickets before we do the drawing. The drawing will be done on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere else live. And what we are going to be doing is putting up 3 to 5 extremely rare items. If I get my Michael Jordan card in time, then the 86, 87 Fleer Michael Jordan set will be the #1 prize. If this comes back rare, and it comes back authentic like it should, this is going to be the #1 prize. But when we hit 2,000 people, we're going to purchase tickets for our raffle. $100 a ticket. We will do it live. And there will be more than one taker. And what we're going to do is make the sky the limit. I'm actually even considering maybe putting... I probably could talk to the gentleman who did the Ty Cobb. He's also got a couple of galleys of Babe Ruth. He says he's got all 3 galleys. Yeah, I know. But I've got people that are already requesting the galley. That's the bad thing. And, you know, it's really the gentleman's decision if he wants to get into it a little bit. I'm trying to keep it straight to things we own that are going to be graded, that we've sent out for grading. There will be no raw stuff for sale. I am also in consideration of putting up my Mike Trout game use bat.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
That's fine.
value of that bat.
It ain't going nowhere.
And with the pictures that have been done on it, picture matched already, I'm gonna be sending it out to get its authentications done. Even though Anderson Authentics has already done it and I don't have to do it, I want it graded as well. So I'm gonna be sending out to Beckett to get that done. Either Beckett or JSA, I haven't decided which one yet. But I have a consideration on putting up the Mike Trout bat as a number one. Even the Mike Trout Chrome hand-signed rookie, I'm thinking about that. Right, maybe it's a big prize.
Right now, we currently have one going right now, and this one benefits Valley Children's Hospital. There's 200 tickets available. They're $100. You can hit us up here or hit me up on my cell phone or email or Instagram or Facebook or anywhere. We're at Big Ballers here. We have the tickets for you, $100, and some of the proceeds will be going to Valley Children's, and we'll present it live to them, check to them for the kids, and also we will be doing the drawing live. So if you want tickets now, call us, let us know. You can send me a text or whatever, a message on Instagram or Facebook.
What are the prices?
Or
They're gonna help you.
yeah, we kind of switched it up. We're gonna be doing anywhere from $1,000 down to $50. There's about 8 to 10 prizes in that. It's all cash prize. We were gonna add some cards to it, but a lot of people, they don't really want the cards. They want the cash. So either way, they can do either one. That's their choice. If they win the $1,000 card, then they have a choice to cash it in and take the cash.
What's the $1,000 card?
The $1,000 card is the Luka Doncic Pink Cracked Ice Refractor PSA 9 grade. Very nice card. It's a beautiful card actually, and this is rookie, so that's a big card. And there's second prize. They have it's a $500 cash prize, and then it goes down from there: 500, 250, 150, 100, and 50. The cards that we were going to add to that, I decided not to do that. We'd just rather do the cash prize instead, because not a lot of people out there are, collecting cards. That don't know much
You're
about
watching
them.
our show, they should be.
They should be, but
And you're not. Take my number and I'll get you there.
yeah. But, and it's just when we're out in the streets or whatever, and people they don't know nothing about cards, but they know about cash, so they'll take either one.
So what do you think about this ball? About putting this up for a raffle? As long as it clears, which it should, it's flying colors.
This ball, once it's certified and everything, that's a great price. Who wouldn't want this ball?
It came with certification from the gentleman that gave it to me. It was given to me as a gift for the $240,000 Mickey Mantle rookie that I sold. The gentleman that I sold it for gave this as a gift to us. Now, they came with paperwork signed by Rocky from JFA, right?
PSA.
No, it was
No, Jake.
But Rocky used to be the #1 authenticator for PSA. He helped found the company. The bell is for sale, but I want it to go out for auction. For authentication from either one of PSA, JSA, or Beckett, so that we can bring it up live on the channel to be #1 prize.
And we'll do that certification just so there's no question.
Yep, that's the only reason I'm doing it.
And that's even with the cards to get graded, there's no question. Once it's graded and certified, that's it. There's no question that these are authentic. That's what a lot of people they look for. But that's the thing. Until we get it certified and graded, they won't know.
Anytime we put it up for sale, something of the type that we have, we grade it. Even my card, my big one. If I decide someday to sell this, it'll be graded first. A lot of collectors don't want their items graded, and if somebody contacts us and does that first, that's a different story. But the thing is, as a business, if I'm selling it out there as a business, putting my name on it as my business, I'm grading that card for you. Because what I want to make sure is when you purchase something from us, unless, it's one of the cards in the raw up there that yourself as well as we do, they're real, but there are a lot of fakes put out there for Michael Jordan's rookies, Tom Brady's rookies, Pete Rose's, there's tons of them. The best thing about this card was that, how do you reproduce something that's never been produced? That's a question nobody ever got.
I don't know.
I even had people question the way we had to go through to get it done because there was no card for them to compare it to. And they don't realize all these companies, Beckett, PSA, JSA, SGC, they're all opinionated companies. And they'll tell you that right on their website. They're opinions. Well, how do you give an opinion on something that isn't this? You go, and that's what they were doing. When I saw the other three cards that had been graded, they were sisters to it. Being one called an M series card, which, you know, that's not gonna happen. It's not an M series card. And then they called it a Carmel. I was like, no. We had it done the right way. It will be in case soon, as I decide to do it. I'm not in a hurry. It costs a lot to do that, just like these ones are. These are $300 per card to grade them. And more since the prices went up at PSA unreal wise, and Beckett's raised theirs too. I mean,
Well,
gotta do what we gotta
way
do.
higher.
Yeah, way higher.
Yeah, but you're gonna, I mean, you gotta.
What did they do to you?
I sent in 140 cards for grading. I sent them to easier cards. They do multiple submissions. And the day that they were gonna send them out, or the day before, they received them, and they were gonna send them all out. The next day, the prices went, so I had so many cards that were 5-day that were $70 a card, and then 45 days were $16 a card. Well, the day they sent them out, freaking PSA changed their prices, and the 5-day went to from 70 to 300, and 70 to from 16 to $70 for 45 days, which means I'm not getting those back for 6 months. So my $1,400 bill went to like 5, 6, 7,000. I said, hell no, that ain't happening. And so we got lucky. They pretty much honored the prices that we sent it off at. But anybody, when they put it out there that they were shutting down, anybody after that notification, you can't send nothing in. They pretty much shut down, and they're trying to catch up on everything that they're doing right now. So, which is a good thing. I mean, hopefully they can hire more people, and but the only thing is, I don't want them hiring people that aren't too experienced or have never graded before, you know, and then they're just kicking out a bunch of cards, you know. So it's an up and down thing. I know some of the newer companies that came out, like HGA and CSCG or whatever, GC or whatever it is.
And now we got that new one, HGC.
HGA, that's the new one. But that one's all computerized. The thing I don't like about that one is because what about when you're grading older cards? See, because PSA, DSA, SGC, and Beckett, they take, you know, knowing that the cards back then were not cut right and stuff like that. So they take that into consideration. When you're doing an all computer, all scan card, that's my thing was they're claiming that they can get to within a dust particle on the surface. Okay, well, there's not one card out there that doesn't have dust on it, even if you cleaned it off. As soon as you clean it, there's more dust on it.
As soon as they take it out of the package to grade it, unless they're in a complete sterile room,
Yeah,
it's gonna have dust in it.
And that to me was a concern based on the fact that are the auctioneers or the auction companies gonna accept those? Right now they're selling on eBay. They're okay prices. I've seen a lot of their cards come out and the surface is just dinged. They dinged the heck out of them. I think it's SGC, the newest.
They got a new label.
One. Well, yeah, with the new label. Well, they're doing a lot better. Actually, they've done better than some of the PSA 10s. Some of their big cards that they graded have sold for much more than the PSA 10 has. So with them, because they are a known company as well, that's I would rather send it to them.
Yep.
Right now until HGA can prove that, you know.
The only bad thing with SGC is like, for this card, they're gonna take into consideration not what you value the card at. They're gonna take into consideration the name on this card, and they charge you for the value of the card when it's sold. So if it's a $150,000 card, they're charging you almost $1,000 for your card. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but they are a good company.
But, you know, when you're making 150,000 out of 1,000 ain't nothing really, but.
So, we're gonna do this one. You ready? Grab that one. If you like vintage, you like Babe Ruth, you like Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, any of the above, we're bringing them to auction. For Dale Ball
David Perez.
and Big Baller TV, we like the biggest ballers in the game, so come ball with us. Big Baller TV, BigBallerAuctions.com.
Big baller.